right, comes back left. Nani shoots. Oh my goodness, Louis Nani! Here goes Daryl DK at Wormhorn. DK shoots, scores! DK wins it for Orlando! The biggest man in MLS comes up huge!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lions Blog Podcast. This is your host, Gavin Rushnell, and today we are starting the first of a three-part series. As you probably realized by the title, the three-part series is we're going to be scouting our draft picks. So up first is our first draft pick, Jack Lynn, out of Notre Dame University, college, whatever it's called. So we're going to be looking at, because there isn't really any YouTube clips of him. So what I ended up doing is I stole the 30-second clip that Orlando City posted to hype him up. Thank you, Orlando City media team. I appreciate it. Please don't copyright this. And I went through and watched the semifinal that they played against Clemson that was up on YouTube, and I clipped and edited each and every major action. So there's some where he doesn't necessarily touch the ball, but I felt it was a major action. So there's some good, some bad. So it's not necessarily highlights, but it's just everything he did in the game, basically. So here to do it with me is my notorious partner in crime, Adam. Gonna bring him up. How you doing, Adam?
Hey guys, good. Good. As you can see, I only own Cappy's shirts and Orlando City gear.
Yeah, nothing else. What are you drinking tonight?
That is not a lie. Not alcohol this time. I have some black Muscova tea with oat milk.
So I actually did get beer this time.
Ooh.
This is my Christmas gift, a Mr. Beer kit that my girlfriend gave me, and you make your own beer in your own keg.
Is it good?
I like it a lot, actually. It's just the standard American lager. It's like, but it's like 6%, and it doesn't taste like 6%.
That's
very
good.
Smooth.
I tried making my own beer. I got like a beer kit too, and it was a miserable failure.
Oh, maybe next time.
The funny part is, I came home one day. My dad is when I lived with my parents. My dad was drinking one of the beers out of it. I'm like, oh, is it good? He's like, yeah, it's pretty good. So I got all excited. I tried it. It was like the worst thing ever. It tasted like bitter mouthwash almost.
Oh, really?
It was horrible. And all I could wonder is like how, because he drank the entire thing, how my dad drank 12 ounces.
Did he know it was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, he was just supporting his son.
He drank the whole thing though, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, if this was gross, I'd be pretty sad. But no, this is actually really good. I've got a couple left. So I guess let's quit waffling on and get into the video. Do I not have the ability to share something? All right, hold on. So we had some technical difficulties, but I brought up the video, so here we are. So it was kind of like a little instant cut. So let's get into it. Again, first 30 seconds is Orlando City. Let me turn off the volume here. And the rest of it is the Notre Dame game. He's number 27, okay? So look for number 27 in the clips, and I'll try and use my cursor.
He's the one scoring in all of these.
Yeah. So again, we're going to go through the whole entire video, and then we'll go back and look at it. So it's going to be a bit longer. It's 7 minutes. So this is your introduction to Jack Lynn. Now, this isn't the entire player. It's one game. So we're going to be making some conclusions off of this performance, but I'm sure there's more to his play than just this one game.
So basically what the highlight tells me is that Orlando City thinks he can finish.
His goal scoring record's very good. And one thing that
I I think he had like 0.6 goals or goal contributions per 90.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that is really good.
It is really good, but also in college, great players generally get up that high. I think he was like 20th something in the country with that.
Yeah.
So like the pro level players in college will do like 0.6 to 0.8.
And the way they played in this game, I don't know if this is their major system.
Okay.
There he is making the run.
I guess we're just watching all the way through. This run is something I noticed, and he does the same thing like in a couple clips down. I want to come back and discuss this later.
Yes. I was really happy with those runs.
That one too. Ooh.
No, it's this one.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to go around his right side again. So the system Notre Dame played in this game was very like Clemson was mostly in control of possession. It was probably around like 45-55 in Clemson's favor. I don't have the exact stats there. But they were very counterattacky, Notre Dame was. And only a couple instances
they're
where
really trying to quick strike.
Yeah. Only a couple instances.
We should draft that guy. What a banger.
Yeah, seriously. That's actually
bangers only.
This left back here is the guy I wanted, Charlie Asensio. He went to Austin. But yeah, so it was mainly Clemson was in control, and Lynn was kind of like scenarios like this, getting the ball on the counter, and they had to go forward. There were only a couple instances.
That one wasn't great.
No, it wasn't. Where Lynn was up in the attack. With them having attack after attack after attack.
Like right there, he's not afraid to kind of get into it, which we'll see. He is involved in several collisions in this game, and I like that he's not afraid to do that. Yeah,
he uses his body well, which we'll talk about. I think that one a little bit was the exact same player who, this is his goal, it's just from penalty. That was the exact same player who took the ball off him when he was isolated 1v1, and it was like the next play. So I think he was a little frustrated.
Yeah.
And actually, that right back has his number all game. He really struggles against that right back throughout these clips. And one thing we'll talk about as well is when it's weird, he's a striker, right? But when he gets in defense and clears the ball, you know how when you clear it, you're supposed to clear it high so that the air time gives you your defense time to set up.
Yeah,
he does that almost every time. No, he does that almost every time.
I was seeing he was like knocking it far.
Well, yeah, he'll knock it far, but he'll knock it high too. Usually, sometimes coaches won't care if you knock it far or not, but as long as you hit it in the air and there's that that air time, that gives your defense 3 seconds to set up and get into the positions they need to be to deal with the next one.
Yeah.
So that's a clip of him pressing in the attack, which obviously we know our coaches will like. Nearly scores as well.
That's the best clip of him in this game.
Just about, yeah. There's one more that I really like.
That's incredible awareness right now to get the shot off.
Good hold up play, just didn't get the pass off. Lot of headers from him, and he uses his body well. The way he backs into people.
And he really likes the flick on.
Yeah, and tries to flick it on with his head. And here he is off the left.
And he's going to play across the entire front. He's not just a center forward.
Yeah.
Like I could honestly see them, if he doesn't work out at striker, trying to turn him into a winger.
Yeah, although he's not very fast. Like he's like not slow by any means, but he's not quick.
How did that not go in? That was really good goalkeeping followed by really bad goalkeeping.
Yeah, this goalkeeper is like this. Notre Dame should have won this game. This goalkeeper makes some insane saves that don't involve Lynn. But I mean, he was all over the place. Like it should have been like 3-1 Notre Dame if it wasn't for the goalkeeper.
Nice little pocket pick there, but I don't know how much of that he'll be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if you think about it, after these clips, we can talk about it a little more, but he's definitely going into the season third on the depth chart, and I don't really see him improving that.
No, I don't think he has what it takes to beat out Tesha right now.
No. Not in Pareja's mind.
No. But what's interesting is I think his best role, he doesn't seem like an out-and-out center forward to me. He seems like he wants to be a little more ball dominant.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't, because he's a variable across the front. You know,
This is the clip I like.
Yeah.
Nearly scores after running the length of the
See,
field.
look, like that isn't what a center forward looks like. That clip, it's great, but it's not center forward. Center forward is someone else is gonna make that run, and I'm gonna make the run off of them and try to score after they pass it to me. You know, or at least the forwards that we've been used to is a very different type of player. And the whispers that we've been getting is that they're going to play Pato Pato. Eddie has told me that stressing Pato is something different. I don't want to say that. Yeah. That Pato is going to be in a false nine system. He's going to be playing that false nine role. I think Lynn fits that a lot better than a traditional 9 center forward.
Yeah, that I agree with. Shows good bits of linking play. I think he would have scored here if his teammate didn't run into the back of him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because he's got a good head on him.
Yeah, and then just a real quick aside note on this. This is in the penalty shootout. He actually scored a penalty, but a fan threw something on the field, and the ref blew the whistle right before it. So that was his 3rd penalty against this keeper.
He hit all 3?
And he hit all 3. So that's pretty good mentality. So that's your introduction to Lynn.
He should be our starter.
Clemson.
Just take penalties.
Yeah, seriously. So we can go back and start doing the good old pauses.
I don't think we really have to pause any of these. They're highlights. They're good finishes. We know they're good finishes.
No, yeah.
That's why they drafted him. Straight up, these clips are why he got drafted. It's not anything else he does. It's they took a guy that they think can score goals.
Yeah. I mean,
which honestly, we could end this video there because until we could, we're not going to. No. We're going to listen to ourselves speak for another half an hour.
Yes, sir.
But at the end of the day, they found a guy they think can score goals. They think he has a knack, and they're going to see what he can turn into. Yeah, that's really the only hard conclusion we can draw here.
Okay, so I'm going to hit that. I'm just going to make sure okay, it does. I wanted to make sure the backspace function was working. And I'm going to go back to this one. His first touch is not great. And that's something you'll see in a couple videos. Like that's a good first touch, but in other instances, like it's a little bit more bad than good.
I think you would like to see him beating college players a little more with his first touch if he's going to be a pro player.
All right, do you want to talk about this clip?
Yes. So I both like and don't like it. Really? I do like that he's trying to rub off a defender by going behind his own player.
And he does.
What I don't like, and he does. I like that. What I don't like is back it up a little bit. A little more.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's watch this whole thing again.
So
watch the space on the left
right?
side, though. Yes. Watch the space that he has on the left side that the defender vacates. Right there. That's stop.
Sorry.
See that gap?
All right. Here.
See that giant ass gap to the left of the guy? So
over here?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where he should have made his run. He should have peeled off there because 9 with the ball at his feet was drawing 2 defenders. He could have sneaked past the back of the right center back of the defense and been in prime left side channel right in front of goal. And couldn't have that easy pass.
No, he has someone running over here.
He did, but he was running faster than them, and he had to step on them. He would have gotten there before them. What he tried to do was the smart soccer play, which was probably the coaching point. His coaching point was probably when you see this run, make the run behind, draw off the defender, give your teammate space, which is the right play in some moves, in some instances, but you have to have the awareness to say, hey, I got a ton of space off to my left here. I think I can beat this guy because if you see the right center back, he is running away from where Lynn should have made his run. So he would have had to flip his hips to try and catch back up with him. I think he could have made that run, been in on goal.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing of the one in like 2 clips down where he made the exact same run. I think he should have gone to the left. I think he should have made himself more available as an option rather than trying to draw one defender off and relying on his teammate to make a dribble and beat someone one-on-one and finish, because that's not a pro, or that is a pro level play that he's relying on his teammates to make in college.
Yeah. So that might show a little bit of a lack of awareness on his players' quality, which actually this guy right here, he plays well. He's all over the pitch. He kind of stood out for me, but he's not good enough, but he's a decent player on their team. The thing is, he could have gotten this ball. Like, yes, the run could have gone over here because this guy's not catching up to him.
No, he's not.
And this guy right here, his name was Trey Shea, could have boom, but
absolutely,
maybe he gets there now.
But the problem is then Lynn is super far wide right instead of basically in front of goal.
Yeah. Now this guy, maybe this was something that went through their minds, or maybe it wasn't. But he's the one who gives away the penalty that Jack Lynn scores, and the commentators were saying that he has a knack for like he's a good defender on the ball, but he has a knack for struggling defensively. Now, here he absolutely just trips over himself, and then
honestly, if Lynn stays more skinny, then he's again in on goal. I don't like how wide he got there. I think he took himself out of the play.
He does get in these second and fourth channels a lot. He does. And now, if that goes in the back of the net, we're saying, oh my God, his run throughout the defender, what a goal. Like, what a play by Lynn.
Honestly, though, the defender trips.
Yeah, the defender trips. Which, if you look at it, it's partially because of the run, because he doesn't know which way to go, and then he has to turn and follow him.
Here's the thing. If that's Facundo Torres, and he's drawing a defender off Facundo Torres, I can see it. You know?
Yes. So here's that same run.
Same run. Now this one is a more defensible decision in my opinion, but I still think he had that left hand run there.
He did, yeah, he did. If he I'm using my finger, oh my goodness. If he goes out here, you're right.
If he just puts his foot in the ground and cuts straight up.
Now this time he does the smart thing and follows him, and his first touch right here lets him down. I mean, that's not good.
That needs to be one time. One time right side post. Yeah.
So what was this clip? Oh, that was just thrown into him. He holds it up. There's nothing there. Is this the goal? This might be the goal. The only thing I wanted to show here was his kind of slow pressing. Here, I know it's just a standard thing.
He won't get on the pitch like that.
Yeah, he's slow to get out. I mean, that's a fantastic ball. And then that's a fantastic goal. I'm pretty sure this guy got drafted. Like, these are MLS quality players. That was him winning the header. So that was my only gripe with that goal. But, there is.
But honestly, he's not beating out Tesseract and Dele like that.
No, he's not. So this is an interesting one because he's isolated 1v1, gets the ball, puts his head down, and just does nothing with it. Anything. Now, the defender defends him really well. Stands him up.
Yeah, he needs to have a step over, something. Like, I guess he does try a step over there, but it's like...
It wasn't...
Man, that's weak.
And then here he just gets pissed off and is like...
Doesn't shake the defender at all. I think sometimes he's a bit optimistic and just thinking that if I just kind of keep going towards goal, it'll eventually work out. And that's not how that works.
No, that's actually a good point. I didn't notice that because he did throughout the game. A lot of his touches go directly towards goal, and sometimes you need that calm.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I like that he's always trying to go towards goal, but he needs to do it in a much more intelligent fashion. He needs to pick his spots. Like on those crossover runs, he should have just attacked the goal. But on that one-on-one, he needs to be a little more intelligent. He can't just open himself up like that and just dive in. He needs to either wait for teammates or like try to put a shake on him or something.
Yeah. So
he needs to pick his spots better.
So I paused here on a penalty, not to analyze a penalty necessarily. But one thing that I also saw with him that we kind of talked about with Araujo, I think it was his shooting technique and how quick it is. And he flicks his foot at it. And he will do that consistently with his shots. Flick it. And that's how when he goes on that really long run. That's not a big wind-up. It's not. On the really long run that he makes, he does that kind of flick shot as well. Now, another thing that I saw, and we can kind of talk about it in this clip. So he's here. You're just going to have to trust me on this because the clips don't really show it that well. His off-ball movement is really good in the attack. He's always moving. He's always strafing. So here he is, finds a pocket of space, gets in it, gets the ball. Like, that's not a great example of it, but the reason he gets in so many good goal-scoring opportunities is his movement. It's just something that I can see. So you're just going to have to trust me on that. He's got good off-ball movement.
I do like that flick on. I feel like
this one?
I feel like that's a decent weapon that you can use in your arsenal, like of how to create chances.
Yeah, that's a really good flick on from him. And the way he uses his body, I really like it in these situations. I did want to talk about this. He gets his back into them and then wins the ball.
That's really good. And if we're going to have wingers that are more runners, then we're going to need forwards that are able to do that.
Yeah. So you see this first touch from him right here is heavy. I mean, his first touch needs to improve.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
It's consistent throughout the match. And it's a semifinal matchup in the NCAA championships. Like, it's a high-pressure match, but so is like your debut's a high-pressure match. Like,
I feel like that's a good run. His teammate let him down there.
No.
Wait, no, that's not him. Oh, right. Yeah, he's the one that steals it.
Yeah, so he steals it. Now, he does do a little body feint right before he shoots, but watch his shooting technique. Boom.
It's a very quick draw.
Yeah, it's not a very long wind-up. Body feint, boom. So that could be another reason why they like him. Obviously, again, this is one game, high-pressurized game, but it's also against some defenders who are MLS quality defenders. This is the guy who got drafted by Austin, like I said. I don't know if the right back got drafted, but the right back completely dominated him. And like, Clemson's a MLS factory. There's a lot of MLS players that have come out of there.
Miami's own Robbie Robinson.
Yeah. I can't believe Miami passed.
Yeah, he must be worth like 15 million.
Yeah, totally, right? If DK was only 9.5 plus 5. Yeah. Now this is good from him. So wins the ball again, not the best first touch. Gets it, does a couple little step overs, keeps it, cuts in.
That's kind of more what he should have done when he had that one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't need to be doing all that when there's like a box full of defenders. He just needs to make one cut, get on his left foot, and put it across there.
Yeah. And so if that ball's a little heavier, he at least gets out wide in an isolation scenario. First touch is a little too heavy, but it's hard to
very
blame him for that one.
He goes exactly where he just wants to be, and he's going to hope that the defender doesn't stop him from going there.
Yeah. So I want to get your thoughts on this clip right here. Do you think he made the right decision to flick it out to the right, or do you think he should have gone into feet?
No, I actually kind of hate giving it to the forward-most man in this part of the field in a counterattack, because then you're relying on someone to make this big long run down the field, and they don't see what's behind them. If you give it to the person in front and you're relying on them to carry it the whole way and not mess up with the dribble or not get it taken off them or whatever, or someone from behind them to just absolutely sprint their ass off and come from behind and present an option, I don't love that. I feel like that cuts down your options on the counterattack. I actually would prefer that it go to the wide second man there. Obviously, that's Asensio right on the left.
No, Asensio is probably one of these guys now. But this is the defender who's like,
oh right, yeah,
gave away the penalty.
I mean, obviously he gets closed down pretty quick, and it doesn't really materialize into anything. But I do think that that outlet is the right pass, just because I would prefer. It needs to be less weight on that pass. It needs to be into his feet.
Yeah. So,
but I do think it's the right decision.
I agree. I think it's the right decision. So there's the clearance thing I was talking about. So that's the same flick, but he's the one who clears this ball. And he does it with his head and with his foot a couple times in this game.
Oh, I see what
high,
you mean. Yeah,
very high, and that lets the defense get set up. There he is using his body again. Maybe could have attempted to chest this one. Maybe not, a little too high. They definitely go to him for headers, which is why Now this is really good. It should have been a goal. A really good save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's not in.
I mean,
it was flicked on. That wasn't straight at him either.
No. We'll pause it here. But the way he uses his body in situations, he gets in front of them and then he starts to back into them, and I really like that about him. Because he's the one who usually wins the header.
See,
in most of these.
It's funny. It's really funny hearing you say that, because that's the Harry Kane move, and I know you hate it when Harry Kane does it.
I don't like when Harry Kane bends over when people try to jump for the ball.
Yeah, well, that's the next step of the move.
Look, if he does it for us and it leads to a goal, whatever. Now, this one he does a little shove in the back, but whatever. Now, this is my favorite clip of the match. In overtime. No, not this one. I lied, people. I lied, my bad. But I do like this clip because he passes it off. If this is Pereira or Araujo, this ball's going here.
Oh, absolutely.
That ball's going there. He's making the good run.
Those two defenders right by 21 have taken themselves out of the play, so it's essentially 3-on-3.
Yep, he's ball watching, which this is something that a lot of MLS defenders would do. Like, this is not a non-MLS position. Boom, there's a lane right there. Instead, he just, whatever.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not great. There he is, heading the ball high again. This is the clip. So his first touch here, not good again, but just gets there in front.
He gets there.
Yeah.
But I think in the pros, he doesn't get past there with his first touch.
Yeah.
No, that first touch gets intercepted.
Yeah.
And also the finish is lacking.
Yeah. So imagine this first touch, and then this is like Darlington Nagby or something. That ball's gone. But he does a little step over here, which is good. So with that little body feint that he does that. He's done that a couple times this match.
That's kind of what I
told you. Sends him the wrong way.
So I told you he kind of reminded me of a combination of Tesho and Matthew Hoppe. That's the Matthew Hoppe.
Okay, you said that before we started recording, right?
Yeah, before we started recording. He reminds me a little bit of a combination of Tesho and Matthew Hoppe, in that he's kind of variable. He's willing to do a little bit of work on defense. Obviously Hoppe's a little more he kind of seems like that false nine variable attacker to me, not necessarily the traditional center forward. Kind of like. Obviously, Tesho plays that role sometimes, but Tesho also sometimes plays on the wing. I think versatility is one of his strengths, and the capability to finish, which we didn't really see in this game other than the penalties, but the capability to finish that we've seen in some of the other goals that he's scored.
And he got in the positions to finish.
Yeah.
He's gotten in a couple, like the one on the right where he steals the ball. He and has a shot at the far post. That's a good position to finish, and we'll see here in overtime. I think it's like one of the last seconds of the game. He should have scored. Oh no, here in double overtime. If his defender doesn't run into the back of him. So there's that right back again, getting the better of him.
Yeah. Right
here, another good position. Obviously, it's a free kick, and they're probably aiming for him. But yeah. But yeah, I agree. He does have a little bit of both of them in him. He will press, not as much as Tesho. Now, maybe he will. Maybe if Pareja just says, hey, go run around and press, he will do it. He looks like a player who will do what the coach asks him to do. Because it's clearly a coach's tactic to have him be the long ball target, the target man. That was the word I was looking for. Because that's what they do a lot in this game. They do long ball target man to Jack Lynn. How old is he?
Tall.
Oh, he's 6'2".
6'2", okay.
Which is how tall DK was.
Yep.
He might be 6'1", and they're fudging it.
Yeah, and then, he doesn't look... I was going to say, he doesn't look like massive.
Yeah. He does have a good frame, though. Like, if you just look at him, he's got a good physical frame. And
he does.
Seemingly quick. So...
He's more quick than fast.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we're done. So let me stop sharing my screen. There we go. Okay. So I think we're in agreement that he's behind in the current pecking order, Pato and Tesho.
Yeah. I would say probably behind Benji also. I think they'd play Benji at striker before him.
I don't think so. I don't think Oscar will ever play Benji at striker.
He kind of has a little bit.
I mean,
he started to towards the end of the season play him that second striker, like a right striker role.
Yeah, but I'm talking central striker.
Like, I think if
number 9,
if Pato and Tesha both pulled hammies in training, and we need to line up with a striker for opening day, I think it's Benji. I don't think it's Lynn.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because that's what I was going to ask you. Because we've seen it with Laren. He didn't really play that much until injuries came along, and he played. And he started his career. Saw it with DK. Didn't really play that much.
We're going to call DK a number 1 overall pick because he should have been.
He should have been.
Laren and DK were both the best players in their drafts. Lynn isn't. It's a different category of player.
Now, people did say they were surprised to see Lynn drop so low, and now this is just probably marketing and coach speak. They did say that Lynn was the guy we wanted, but
they also said they were really excited about Derek Dodson last season.
I think that was...
I believe Oscar Pareja said we got our guy.
Yeah, I think he might have been just a victim of the NCAA college season, having a whole bunch of wonkiness with the scheduling because of COVID, and I wonder if that had an effect on the scouting of these players, because there weren't a lot of hits in the draft this past year.
The thing is, Dodson did well. I mean, he scored in USL when he was there. He scored in the NCAA. I don't get why we let Dodson go, completely honest.
Is he going to our MLS Next Pro OCB? Or no?
Just cut him. I mean, I know Rico's in charge of putting that team together. He might give him a call, but as far as I know, we just cut Dodson.
If they liked him so much, you have to think they're going to put him on that team.
We'll see. But I don't know. I just... To me, Lynn, I mean, the first touch is big. He needs to improve that a lot before he sees an MLS field.
That's my thing as well.
And his decision-making. I think until those two things, I think the effort's there. I think the defensive tenacity is there, his willingness to throw his body in the way. He's a forward, so he's not going to be expected to be technically good on defense. He's just going to be expected to kind of get in there. I think his defense is kind of up to par, honestly, especially since he can get on headers, but which, funny enough, is something that's going to help him get on the field for Oscar Pareja. But
he'll be our right wing back to end the games.
Don't remind me. But what's going to keep him off the field is that first touch and decision making.
I am happy with the pick. I think we have a raw player who I'm excited to see molded by Oscar Pareja and the coaching staff. Because if he can get his technique up, if he can get a little bit faster, and translate his movement into MLS, we have a player on our hands.
Oh, absolutely.
We have somebody there that we can... Because think about it. What is the biggest thing about Wondolowski? that has made him score goals consistently across his entire career in MLS. It's his movement. It's his awareness of space in the attack. It's not his technical ability. It's not his. It's nothing.
He just
else.
knows where to pop up at the right place at the right time.
I think Lynn has a little bit of that magic in him. I really do. And I urge you guys to go watch the video on YouTube. It's the Clemson semifinal. And if you just watch him, which is obviously what I did, the way he moves, he just moves in the right places. So I think we have a player on our hands. Is he going to contribute this year? I think we see him. I don't think we see him.
He probably gets an appearance this season, but I don't think he'll have a role.
Not a massive role. Now, if we get a lot of injuries, maybe they'll throw him up there for a game or two and
who knows?
See what sticks. But
are we having an Open Cup this season?
Yes.
I think maybe the Open Cup is where, like the first Open Cup game, might be a big opportunity for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna be Tesho. It'll probably be Tesho, but I don't know if that's gonna be. We actually have some attacking depth. We just need some starters, man.
It's coming soon. Facundo soon. News dropping tonight that Gaston Gonzalez's club has agreed to let him leave in May. So
it's May. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better than I thought. I thought it was July.
No, I don't remember the exact date, but the transfer window opens in May. So you're right. We do need starters. And look, Oscar Pereira teams always start quickly. So as long as we get some pieces in there to mold a good starting crew come opening day, if we can get to May with reinforcement coming in and Gaston Gonzalez, hopefully we can push on for the rest of the season. If injuries do happen, which they probably will, I do think we'll see Jack Lynn get a chance. Will he explode onto the scene with 2 goals and great hold-up play? I don't think so. But
probably not.
Hopefully that comes to bite me in the ass. But I think we have a player on our hands. We just have to see how his career grows. All right. I guess we can end on that note. And Adam, thank you for taking the time to discuss Jack Lynn with me. Where can our listeners find you at?
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Kosher Taco Truck.
I guess I should have said our viewers subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, never thought I'd be saying that, but I am. You can follow us at LionsBlog1. We've got some very fun news coming up soon in the next couple of weeks about the blog itself. So stay tuned for that. Little wink, wink, nudge, nudge sort of thing. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk soon.
Peace.
Spins right, comes back left, Nani shoots, oh my goodness, Louis Nani! Here goes Daryl DK at one horn, DK shoots, scores! DK waits it for an end goal! The biggest man